We got the 12S Blackjack 42 on the freaking block, boy. This boat has been through hell with gasoline drawers on and got the freaking t-shirt to prove it, boy. 106 mile per hour, personal best with this boat. I typically on 8S would get in the high 80s, 90s, almost every run. So we put a Castle Creations COBRA 5 high voltage on this sucker. This is a 12S capable, 6 to 12S capable ESC, okay? Running a very high revving motor. This is a 1400 kV CM motor from TPPOWER, okay? 4070, right? So, yeah, the COBRA 5 high voltage, all right? Boss. It's boss. I've been doing the beta testing on this on 12S with the right. I was getting 95, 96 mile per hour with this boat. Crazy, man. Crazy speed. So when you get that ESC, it actually came with a Castle Creations Castle link. Okay, this is the V2 link. You will need a V2 link for the COBRA series ESCs. Okay, we actually have a B link that we're going to be tinkering around with during our run on 12S. Okay, I'll bring an extra phone and we'll pull up our data after each pass. Okay, and then we're going to change some props out. And you really just kind of have some fun checking data, playing with props when we take this to the speed run spot. I still got a couple things to do, some wire consolidation. I got to hook up my cooling, which should be no problem. So yeah, running the RC boat bits, trim tabs on this boat. I love those tabs. Sorry, got dust all over it. Speedmaster 1/4 inch strut, stock rudder, stock Z, and stock rudder. I've had to change this bracket out like 4 or 5 times, but yeah, it's still kicking, man, somehow. So we got a 40 kilogram Power Hobby standard size servo. I made a little mount to house this. It works pretty good, and hell yeah. So that's the 42. Let me spool it up real quick for you guys. 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10, 12. 12 beeps. Don't you love it? All right, this is somewhere in the neighborhood of 65, 70,000 RPMs, give or take. Got to be more careful. That's a heavy box, which we're going to take a look at what's in this box in just a few seconds. All right, so that's that. We're going to run it on 12S with those SRDs. Let's freaking go. So a lot of you guys wanted to see the Aeromarine Mean Machine with a big block. So y'all don't laugh. Y'all don't laugh at my setup. This motor barely fit in here. It barely fit. So don't laugh. It's a new 1524 1D. It's a GOM. Actually, it looks kind of out of place. But the more you look at it and study it, the more it kind of freaking makes sense, right? So, this motor was a gift. It's a temporary motor in this boat. We're going to do a few outings with it, take it out and put it in a more permanent application. And it's an expensive motor. I mean, you're looking $350, $400 for this motor brand new. I mean, for a brushless motor for an RC boat, that's pricey in my opinion, right? So check it out. So originally I was going to run this jacket. Okay, the way this little short mount right here is designed, it just wouldn't work. So I was like, okay, so I'm gonna be creative, because I didn't have any 40 millimeter forward supports that I could use on this. I have a bunch of these 36 millimeter supports, but no 40 millimeter supports, like, you know, handy at the time. So I used a 36 millimeter support. I cut it off, stretched it out so that the motor will just kind of lay on it. Okay, So I did that, and I had put this jacket on, and I was trying to get the alignment to the stuffing tube with this jacket and this support just sitting on the jacket, and it just wouldn't work, right? So I was like, screw it. I was getting fed up with trying to get this motor in here, because this motor is not for this boat. You know, I wasn't planning on running a motor this big in this boat, but I got the motor, and I'm like, okay, well, let's freaking do it, right? So I made it happen. Okay, so we got the brake there. I got this 50mm jacket on, and I could have run it with the rear cooling, the 50mm jacket, and just left all this uncooled, right? But like I said, it was a gifted motor. It's an expensive motor, and I just don't want to see nothing happen to it, because I want to push the limits in another application. So I was like, you know what? I had this freaking aluminum coil, and I just put it on there. Boom, why not, right? So we got water cooling out the hard line into the aluminum coil. That's going to help cool the front, into the jacket, out the jacket, and into the Sub-Zero cooling mount. So we're going to keep this sucker cool if it's the last thing I freaking do, right? So that's what we got going on. This exposed wire kind of scares me, but I know this is a high quality motor. These wires, they're coated with like epoxy. They're epoxy coated, right? So they shouldn't ground out or anything. But that is kind of sketch on a high performance motor like this. You would think, I mean, it is secondhand, so I don't know how it come brand new, but you would think that they would have a better sheath, something like this, that actually can be pushed up into that copper, you know. But as you can see, the freaking copper is packed in this motor, and it just, even if you had it pushed in there, it's just not going to stay. So yeah, I had to do some very clever wiring here. I had to resolder my connectors, so like at a 90. Actually, it was kind of odd, because the hatch on this boat, it here, let me put it on. It dips down. Look, it barely fits. I have to like massage it in there, but it's high, and then it dips down right here, and then it gets, you know, high in the back. So getting that motor to fit was actually pretty tough. Really tough, actually. I had a hard time right in here. Without having the 90-degree nipples right here, yeah, I had a hard time getting all this packed in there. Hence the reason my ESC is so far forward, because these wires are so stiff, and you can't really. I put some bend in them, slight bend. I had to, you know, but hell yeah. So we're gonna test it, right? We're gonna test it. So once we pull this motor out, I'm thinking, I got a 4074 2050 we could put in here, or we could put this 4068 1900 kV V2 motor in here, which I think would be it would probably be a good motor in this boat for 6S operation. Perfect size, perfect weight, just a good all-around motor choice for this boat on 6S, you know. So that's the plan. So once we take this out, we'll put this one in, and we run 6S, right? So I got the 42 put away. This is for Modified RC. Actually a channel on YouTube, if you guys want to go check him out. He runs RC boats, right? He likes fast boats. So he had messaged me on Facebook asking if my address, and in fact if he could send me some stuff, and I was like, sure. So he just had some extra parts laying around that he wasn't using. Yeah, I guess he's not a pack rat. Man, I'm a pack rat. I'll keep stuff and put it away and hold on to it till it corrodes into 3 pieces. You know? Damn. So I appreciate you sending this stuff, man. I'll definitely put some of this stuff to use right away. So this looks like a Speedmaster rudder. Damn, I can't believe you couldn't use this on anything. Yeah, that looks like a 4-inch setback. Dual pickup too. with a tapered blade. Looks like a catamaran rudder. And that's nice right there. Nice thing about Speedmaster, you can buy these brackets. You can buy them like a T bracket. You know, you can get different setbacks. Right? This looks like a 4-inch setback here. Yeah, 4.25, and different rudder lengths as well, you know. Fully interchangeable with the Speedmaster stuff. Super nice rudder right there. So man, I appreciate that. I can't believe you're not using that for something or holding on to it. That's nice. So we got a looks like a 3/16 stinger barrel. So let's see if that stinger he sent me is the same size as the stinger that Kobe over at Aeromarine sent me. So let's check it out. Oh, they're identical. Yeah, boy. Okay. So I was gonna make this a single. Dr. Jet had sent me a single motor, but now I have options. See if it'll fit. It will. So now we have options. We can make it a twin if we want to, you know. Hell yeah. So ooh, might make a good twin. All right, so we got these 3/16 stinger. So I appreciate that. Damn, we got a couple of ESCs here. Oh shit. Oh, 90s. I was gonna say these might work in there. Damn, we might be able to put these in here. What is this, 26 inches? Man, that might be a good for that boat. Heck yeah. Those probably come in his apparition. I think they did, yeah, because his apparition was supposed to have 120s in it, and they sent him 90s. And yeah, hell yeah. This'll work. Because I think the apparition's about the same size as this boat, you know. So that might work perfect with these with a 3/16 .150 drive line. Oh, these are the low profile. These are low profile 3/16 drives. Okay, looks like they got a square drive in there. Comes pretty common, pretty standard from TFL. So those are nice. Just have one weakness, like depending on what prop rotation you're running, the torque of a big prop it'll like bend the aluminum bracket right here, and it'll torque the barrel over. Good drives though, especially if you can run smaller props on it, you know. So this might be a good option for the Drifter S here. So we have that, or we have this option as of now. Or, I mean, I actually have a Speedmaster Sport 21 that we can run a single on, you know, with that new motor, which, man, twin would be nice, you know, put twins on it. We got drives now, you know, so, man, I appreciate you sending these. These are brand new. That's freaking awesome, man. So, oh, shit. So this is a receiver box. Man, that's a nice box. This is from M5 Performance. I think you get this box right here from Rattlesnake RC. Okay, it's basically a 3D printed box, right? It has a 4 JST extensions run through the box. I guess that's to make it waterproof. So it looks like he must have had to pause the print. He must have had to pause the print, set these in there, and then finish the print. It's pretty nice. So you know what this is going on? I'm going to put this on the Bulgarian for Mino. It's what I've been racking my mind about for his boat, what I wanted to use for a receiver box, and this might just be the ticket right here. It's black, it'll match the inside of the boat, be waterproof. Yeah, that might work. Yeah, he could put his receiver in here. I can mount it dead nut center in between the steering pull cable. Oh, that's going to be perfect on the Bulgarian. Oh, yeah. So that's going into Bulgarian. Hell yeah. All right. Thank you for sending that. That actually helps me out a lot, trying to figure out what to use for that boat. So we got that. Just another receiver box? Or is this a GPS case? What the heck is this? I love getting these little goodie boxes. You just never know what I'm gonna get, you know. So this is also 3D printed. Looks like it's got a strap, or you can run a strap over it, around it. That's a thick box, man. That thing's thick as hell. So these are the ones I've been running. You tape them up, you put a tape around it, and that works pretty good. Yeah, this right here looks pretty good too. So we'll give this a shot on a boat, on a couple boats one day. So that's pretty nice. I appreciate it. I have no idea where you can get it. And looks like we got a couple of cables here. Oh, what size are these? Is that 4mm? Oh, it's 0.130. Looks like 4mm to 0.130 cable. Let's see. Yep. 4mm, 3.1. Are they counter or the same? Okay, those are the same direction. So these would be good for a small boat. I would say, oh boy, 20 inches or less, 23 inches or less, 20 inches or less, more like it. These are light cables. I've tried running them in some high performance boats, like on a twin, like my Vortex 24 twin. And I twisted one of those 0.130 cables like that, you know. So very lightweight application for these guys here. So this will be our next little project coming up here shortly. I got a 1/14 scale servo for this Stinger. Hopefully it'll be sufficient. I think a lot of the load will be taken out with this cam area here, you know, so we'll see. It's a metal gear, so it should be. I don't remember the specs. I'll look it up and have it for you when we do the install. But yeah, so we're gonna do that next. I was also sitting here, you know, messing around with my new stuff here, and I had the Blackjack 42 out. I was like, damn it, boy, this Speedmaster rudder right here may actually be the absolute perfect rudder for this 42. So we could basically, I turned this bearing block over, right? So basically it would kind of go like right here, 4-inch setback. On my boat I have the extended drive, so 4-inch setback would actually be perfect for this rudder. It's tapered, we can cut it off down here. Oh, that's gonna be, yeah, I think it's gonna line up to the stock through hole, man. So we're gonna do that this year. I'll put the Speedmaster bracket on here, because I'm pretty sure that bracket will set this strut off the transom pretty much the same length I have it now, you know. Do away with all this Z stock hardware right here, and we'll basically strictly be running Speedmaster on this 42, and that'd be super nice. So if or when I flip this boat, or I crack or break this hull, we're gonna put everything in this boat in a I think we'll go with a Cheetah XL. Would be sweet with this running gear on it. Yeah. So yeah, that's dreams, right? So we'll see you guys next time. Again, Modified RC, thank you. Thanks for watching.